कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे। ओ कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे। रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कंताहार साजे। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी। के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी। सुरन मुरि जन सेवक इनके दुखहारी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। ब्रह्माणी रुद्राणी तुम कमला रानी। ब्रह्माणी रुद्राणी तुम कमला रानी। आगम निगम बखानी तुम शिव भद्रानी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो। चौसत युगनी गावत नृत्य करत भैरो। बाजत ताल में रंगा बाजत के डमरू। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। सारुदेशंस्तु जगदम्बा मां। हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव। ओम हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव। ओम हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव। हर 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 महादेव। ओम हर 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 महादेव। वृंदावन में हरिलाल की जय। आसन लीजिए सब लोग दरसाते का सीट। Check one. Princess Umapati Mahadeva ki jai. Tonight, devotees of God, let me take this wonderful opportunity to welcome each and everyone to a beautiful night of prayer, devotion. On this, the first night of our wonderful Nauraatam celebrations. And on this night, it is said that devotees around the world will come together to praise and to glorify Adi Shakti, Parashakti Mata in her beautiful forms and manifestations. How many devotees today got up early this morning, made an offering, maybe in your Mandir, maybe Jal, maybe light a diya? How many of you did something for Durga Devi? Let me see the hands. Very nice. Beautiful. Today we will see the importance of how important it is to make an offering in Nauraatam period. How lucky are we and how fortunate are we to be given this privilege to worship Jagadamba Devi Mata. And while many people may take it for granted, it is very important to praise Jagadamba Mata, especially in this time of Navratri. As we're about to begin our night, once more we say Swagatam, Namaskar, a special welcome to all devotees. But at this time, let us all sit upright, let us close our eyes so that we can join in invocation, prayer and beautiful mantras to the divine. Let us forget the entire world. Let us focus our thoughts, our mind, our consciousness at the feet of our Lord. And as we begin with Omkar, all together. Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvighanam Kurumi Deva Sarvakadishu Sarvadam Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Durga Rupena Samstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Lakshmi Rupena Sanstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Saraswati Rupena Sanstita Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Namastasya, 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 Namo Namaha Om Dum Durgaya Namaha Om Dum Durgaya Namaha Om Dum Durgaya Namaha Jayante Mangalam Kale Bhadrakali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shivadatri Swaha Swada Namostite Rupam Dehe Jayam Dehe Yasho Dehi Yasho Dehi Rupam Dehe Jayam Dehi Yasho Dehi Yasho Dehi Om Namo Narayanaya Namaha Nagendraharaya Trilochanaya Bhasmangaragaya Maheshwaraya Nityaya Shuddhaya Digambaraya Tasmai Nakaraya Namah Shivaya Trambakam Yajamahe सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव वन्दना मृत्युर्मोक्षीय मामृतात् ॐ दुर्गाय नमः. As we begin this beautiful night, without further ado, let us all begin with 40 verses of the Sri Hanuman Chalisa. And we begin with Sri Hanuman Chalisa as we invite our Lord to bring strength into our lives, to give us the motivation, the inspiration to begin the yajna with strength, to allow our lives every single day to be motivated by the energy of Mahavir, so that in turn we can continue with our devotion, our prayer, our love and our dedication. And as we pay our salutations, our pranams, glories to our Lord. Shri Guru Charana Saroj Raja Nijamana Mukura Sudha Varna Raghuvara Vimala Jasu Jodaya Kupalaja Buddhihina Tanu Janike Sumira Pavana Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Arahu Kalesha Vika Anjaneya Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman. So tonight, remember, we are going to chant Jai Veera Hanuman Anjaneya Hanuman. That's very easy, right? Jai Veera, Lord of strength, Anjaneya, son of Anjani Mata. We are about to praise the name. Everybody loudly. Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki, Bajrangbali ki. I think we could do a little better than that. I want to hear everybody decide. Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki. Very nice. All together. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya Hanuman. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya Hanuman. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya Hanuman. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya Hanuman. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya Hanuman. Jai Veera Hanuman, Anjaneya. हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीशति हो लोक उजागर रामदूत तुलस बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजय कांधे मोज जनेऊ साजय शंकर सुवन केसरे नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया जय वीरा हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीरा हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीरा हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीरा हनुमान अंजनेय. रूप धरि सिय हितकावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए सजीवन लखन जियाई श्री रघुवीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति के लिए बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई सबदन सहस बदन तुम रोज सगावे अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सर्गाधिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद जय सायं कुबेर दिगपाल जाति कवि कोविद कई सके कहाते तुम उपकार गृह रही कीना राम मिलाय राज पर दीना जय वीरा हनुमान जय वीरा हनुमान जय वीरा हनुमान अजरिया हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजरिया हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अंजनेय ओम श्री हनुमते नमः everybody तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्त्र योजन पर भानु लील्योता ही मधुर पल जानो प्रभु मौद्र का मिल मुकमाई गर्ग लांग गए अचर जनाई दुर्गमता जगत के देवी सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारी देवी राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे हो जना क्या बिन पैसारे सब सुकला है तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन देश समारो आ गई तीनों लोक हाथ देता गए भूत पिशाच कट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अंजनेय नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावै मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावै तब पर राम तपस्वी राजा जिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावै सोई अमित जीवन पल पावै चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नव निधि के दाता सबर देन जान के माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दास जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अंजनेय तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबरपुर जाए जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए और देवता चित्तन धरहि हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरया हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई यश बार पाठ कर गोए उदही बंदी महासुख होए जो यहाँ पर हनुमान चालीसा कोई सिद्धि साखी गौरी का तुलसीदास दारी तेरा जय नाथ हृदय महादेव जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अंजनेय जय वीर हनुमान अजय हनुमान जय वीर हनुमान अंजनेय 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 हनुमान अंजनेय अंजनेय अजय हनुमान 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 अंजनेय 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 हनुमान अंजनेय अंजनेय Anjane Anjane Hanuman Anjane 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 Hanuman Anjane 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 Hanuman Anjane 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 Hanuman Pavanatane Sankatarana Mangalamurati Ro Ramalakana Sita Sahita Hriday Basaho Surabho Pavana Sudha Hanuman ki Jai Bajrang Bali ki Jai. As we take this wonderful opportunity, my dear friends, tonight to worship the Divine Mother, in this time of Navratri, devotees around the world will worship the aspect of Devi Mata. But while we worship this aspect of the Supreme Mother, I've seen where many devotees have misunderstood something about Navratri. What have we misunderstood? It is said that we will worship the different forms of Devi. But as a child growing up, I remember, and maybe you would remember also, as a child growing up, whenever the month of Chaitra, which is the month of March, whenever Navratri falls in this month of Chaitra, who do you worship? For 9 days. Anybody? You worship 3 days for Durga Devi, 3 days for Lakshmi Mata, and 3 days for Saraswati Mata. And on the last day, which is called Ram Navami, we worship Lord Ram because he took birth. And in the last Navratri that we will celebrate in the month of sometime September, October, and so on, who do you worship for those 9 days? Durga Devi. The now Durga Devi forms. I've seen where many people have become confused now. So this Navratri, everybody is still looking for 9 Devis, now Durga. But now Durga has taken manifestation. In the second Navratri, or the last that we know it to be, when we worship the goddess Durga Mata, in that period, it is said Adi Shakti, she manifested into her 9 forms to save the divine Lord while he was in battle. So at that time in Trinidad, we have Ram Leela taking place. We have people practicing or showing or reenacting the Ramayana. It is said Prabhu Ramachandra sat down and he did worship to the Divine Mother, Shri now Durga Devi, in order to win the war against Ravana. Ravana sat down and he started to do Havan Puja to now Durga Devi so that he could win the war. But that took place in the second Navratri, or the last one as we know it to be. So they worship now Durga, and that is why now Durga is worshipped at that point. But in this time, Chaitra, March month, every year when we celebrate Navratri, we are supposed to worship Durga Devi, Lakshmi Mata, and Saraswati Devi. Maybe we become too caught up in all these forms that we start thinking, well, every Navratri, once you hear Navratri, 9 forms, one time. But it is only to worship the 3 different Devis. It is in this aspect or this time where the mother Adi Shakti, Parashakti, let me give you a gist of it. In the beginning of creation, it is said Prabhu, in the form of time and space, decided to manifest in the 3 most powerful deities who will control the universe. That most divine energy was formed into 3, which was called Dattatreya. And Dattatreya broke into the 3 that was called Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. In order to have a proper understanding, they decided now to put now a role, a job, a title, a qualification to the 3 of them so they could sustain the world. And they gave the title to Lord Brahma, you create the world that we want to see. Create something nice. And Lord Vishnu says, I will sustain what you create. I will keep it up. And Lord Shiva says, when there was a time for destruction or rebirth, Lord Shiva says, I will allow rebirth to take place. I will destroy everything that has been created to start anew and to start afresh. However, when Brahmadev sat down and he wanted to create, for some reason, he didn't know. Not everybody could create. You could give somebody, or you could give everybody here a pen and a paper, and you say, draw something. Tell everybody, draw probably a murti of Lord Ganesha. And someone might look at the Lord Ganesha and they might start, well, I don't know, all I could see is the trunk, so let me draw a trunk. I could see how the big ears, let me put the ears there. I could see a big belly, and we could try something. Whereas some people wouldn't just look at the simple physical thing that you could see, but they will go a little in depth. And when you look at the in-depth drawing of the Lord Ganesha, you'll realize, but we didn't really see the markings around his tusk. We didn't see the details of the eye, the eyebrow. We didn't see the details of the eyes or something further down. Everybody sees everything differently. Not everybody is blessed to see the depth of creation. And in order for Lord Brahma to see the depth of creation, to create the beauty that we see today, which is the world, the trees, the stars, the sun, the planetary system, the streams, the valleys, the rivers, the beaches, the ocean. In order to create, he took a spark of nothingness in the air that was just space and time, and he created a Devi out of that. That energy in itself was already what we call Parashakti, but one form of Shakti. And he took a part of that and he created a Shakti that could help him, and he named that Shakti what? The name was who? Correct, ma. Saraswati Mata. He created a Shakti that could help him be inspired, motivated, and create. And that spark was called Saraswati Devi. Lord Vishnu, in turn, when he saw that Brahmadev had found now Saraswati Mata as a consort, and she would now drive his mind positively to create, he is the creator, he's creating everything perfect now. He has to sustain everything that was created. In order for his guide, there's a long kahani that says that the Devi then manifested in the form of Lakshmi Mata. And in the form of Lakshmi Devi, she could then come now and be accompanied by Lord Vishnu, and they can upkeep everything, because everything that will be created will be a form of wealth in our lives. And as Mother Lakshmi, she can create wealth to sustain it by her Lord Vishnu. Prabhu Shankar now, Lord Shiva sees Brahmadev has his consort, let me say his wife. Lord Shiva sees that Lord Vishnu have his wife, and he said, where are you going to get mine from? So this is what Lord Shiva did now. There are different hemispheres in the universe. Do you know that? We only know the earthly plane. We know about planet Earth, and that's it. One region that we can see, and that's it. But if you were to think of the different regions that there are, there's the earth, there's what we call Patal or the nether worlds, and there's what we call heaven. So that's three that you hear about there, right? According to the Gayatri Mantra, have you ever heard Om Bho Bhova Swaha? You know the Gayatri Mantra, right? It is said that is only three of the hemispheres spoken in the Gayatri Mantra, but there are more. Om Bho Bhova Swaha Maha Janaha Tapaha Satyam. Those are different sheets of the universe, not so, Manaji? Different sheets of the universe. Different levels of cycles and atmosphere in the universe. Lord Shiva says, you know what? Lord Brahma, you have Saraswati Mata as your wife. Lord Vishnu says, you have Mother Lakshmi. I want somebody better than all of you. So what did he do? He went to the first Om Bho Bhova Swaha Maha Jana Tapa. He went to Bho. When he went to Bho and he went to look for a consort, the energy that he felt in that region, it was one that he felt, you know what, it is nice, but I don't think I could live with one particular energy like this. So let me leave. I don't think I want this one. He left. He went to the second region. When he went to the second, he even felt that the second one was somewhat overpowering for him. It was too much. He decided, I can't deal with that. He went to the third. When he went to the third, the energy in the third was somewhat like lazy. When you walk into the energy, you just feel like doing nothing. I can't deal with that energy, he says. So he goes to the fourth. The fourth, it felt like something powerful. And Lord Shiva says, if I'm powerful and I have a powerful energy as my wife, that can't work. We will fight. So let me go to the other one. He went to the other one, and when he went to the other hemisphere, he felt the energy somewhat loving and nice, but like a motherly love. He's looking for a wife. He says, I'm looking for a consort. I don't want a wife to be like a mother to me. I want to feel that wifely love. He left and he went again. And he kept searching, until after the ninth hemisphere, he realized that he wasn't satisfied with any of the energy that he met in each one. And he says, this is what I will do. I will take piece of each one. And with the piece that I will take from each one, I will have 9 energies now with a mixture. So now that energy will know when to be firm, and not just firm all the time. That energy will know when to be a mother, and not just be a mother to me all the time. That energy will know when to be lazy, so it won't be overpowering. And all the energies put together was then formed to create Now Durga. You see? So now Durga was now a representation of a perfect woman, which was the consort of Lord Shiva. Who is a perfect woman? We can say many people in the world, while we grow up, we said no man is perfect. And of course, because we are earthly and we are from the world. It is said, a form like Sri Adi Shakti, now Durga, it means that a woman knows when to get angry. And she doesn't just get angry when she wants. She knows when to be a mother. She won't just sit with her husband and lecture him like she's going to lecture her child. She will know when to be loving and when to speak differently. She will know when to lay back, when I could just sit back and just be there. She will know when to gravitate all her energies at the appropriate time. Everything has a timing. And when Lord Shiva got his spouse, now Lord Brahma has Saraswati Mata, Lord Vishnu has Lakshmi Maya, Lord Shiva has now Durga, and now they're sitting on their throne with their wives. And they're looking down on the earth, and they must now carry about themselves on the earth. And who's passing by to always carry the news? Hari Narayan, Narayan, Narad Muni. Narad Muni is always one of that guru who travels from every state, from every kalpa, from every time, from every hemisphere. And he will learn, and he will see, and he will take messages to all the hemispheres, and he will guide accordingly. And today, in our message, as we begin, Narada, he's about to speak to the world. He's traveling through the hemispheres, and he looks down on the earth, and he sees people suffering. Some people are happy, some people are not. Some people are contented, some people are not. Some people are easily satisfied, and some devotees, it's hard to satisfy. It is like how we live in the world. Sometimes we fuss for many things, and sometimes we can make things do. It is all up to how you think, how you were brought up, how you understand life, how you want it to be, and how you can create it. And in order to have a balance, we begin our beautiful night with a chant to the Divine Mother. It is said, when Narada looked at the earth and he saw people suffering, he says, when I need help, there's only one person I will turn to. We were just speaking about this just now, Mom. Whenever your children need somebody to talk to, who they must have? A guru. When you have a problem in your life, who you must turn to? Not everybody sometimes could say, I want to tell mommy something. Maybe you had a crisis in your school. Maybe something happened on your job. Maybe you were scared for some reason, but if I tell mommy, mommy will get angry. If I say to daddy, daddy will become upset. So who should I turn to? Should I turn to friends who one day will turn their back on me? Should I turn to the outside world who will look at me and laugh at me? Who should I turn to? The gurus are there. But before we go in depth to the Katha, we join in this beautiful one. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Everybody, Prem Sasmapati Mahadeva ki. Jai Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Jai Ma. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Everybody, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma. I want to hear you. Boliye, Jai Jai. So let me ask you something. If you sit down like that and you're singing tonight, you think Durga Devi is going to wake up and bless you? You think Durga Mata is going to wake up tonight and bless all of you? When you sing with love. You forget the whole world. You forget every single thing in your life and you sing it your all. You give it your all. Aaj Shakti Durga Mata ki, Jagadamba Devi Mata ki. All together. Jai Jai Ma, Jai. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Varade, 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 Varade. Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Bolo. निर्मल मन कर दे प्रेम तुला कर दे निर्मल मन कर दे प्रेम तुला कर दे सबकी सपना देखा ऐसा हमको कर दे जय जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ It is said while Durga Devi Mata, in all her manifestations, it is said she would bless the world. Narada sees the world in chaos. He sees people suffering. He sees people living a hard life. And there's nobody to turn to. So he wants an advice. And where will he go? He goes to that divine guru of his. He's called Guru Brihaspati. And in Navgraha, we have Surya, Chandra, Mangal, Buddha, Brihaspati. He is Brihaspati, one of the gurus of the universe who rules on our planet. And in that aspect, he can teach the world knowledge, wisdom, Shastras, Upanishads, you name it. He's the guru of all the gurus. And he's there to teach. Satyam hi tu hai, Jnanamayi tu hai. Satyam hi tu hai, Jnanamayi tu hai. Premamayi bhi tu hai. Hum bachon ko var de, Jai Jai Ma. तो क्या था बोली जय जय माँ जय माँ जय जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय माँ जय 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 जय माँ वृंदावन में हरि लाल की It is said when all the Devis, Durga Ma, Lakshmi Ma, Saraswati Mata, when they came into that beautiful existence, when they showed the world their forms as Adi Shakti, it is said at this time, Narada goes to his Guru. And when he goes to the Guru with all love and all respect, he reaches by the Guru and the first thing he does is what? What do you do when you see the Guru? He started to wash the feet of the Guru. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Bolo? Gurur Tasmai. How many people know this mantra? Let me see. So that means you're supposed to sing louder than that. Ready? Gurur Brahma, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guru Maharaj ki. It is said when Narada went by the Guru, he sat down by the feet of the Guru and he started to wash the feet. And while washing the feet of the Guru, he put his hands together and he chanted the same mantra, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Gurudev looks at him. The Guru looks at you and automatically he knows something is not right. He knows something is wrong. Something is up. So at that point he says, Narada, kya hua? Something seems to be troubling your mind. Narada says, Prabhu, I want you to tell me something. Look at the world. People are suffering. People, they are not getting the results of their devotion. Why? How? For what reason? How is it people are suffering so much? Children, the older people, they're suffering on the earth. And the Guru says to him, he says, listen, I will tell you something. I will tell you a little story. And he starts to speak. He says, first of all, before I give you the story and before I tell you about it, he says there's only one time in the world when you're given the opportunity to worship Adi Shakti. When a child is in problems, who does the child turn to? First who? Ma. That's true? How many people go by Daddy first? You go by Daddy first? You Daddy child boy? Majority of us, as soon as something happens, Ma, immediately forget about Daddy. If mommy doesn't know how to help you in whatever way you want, then she says, well, go check your father. And then you'll go. But most of the time, we are ready to go to mommy first. There's a different connection there. There's a different love there. Have you ever seen a baby? When a baby is born, if that child is held by many people, that child may cry from hand to hand. Even if the child's face is probably covered or the child is then tied together with all the clothing and so on, as soon as mommy holds the child doesn't need to see mommy face, automatically the energy is felt, that child sees quiet. There's an energy that we can't see with the physical eye. There's an energy that is not known with the physical eyes. But that energy and a connection between the mother and the child is powerful. Today when Lord Brihaspati teaches Narada, he says, on the earth I'll tell you, there's only one means of worship, and that worship is Nauraatam. Nauraatam is powerful. He says in this time of Nauraatam, to those who fast for Nauraatam, to those who want to have a child, you can have a child if you fast properly. To those who want to have wealth, you can have wealth. To those who wish to do well in your education, you can do well. To the one who wants total happiness, you can have it. To the one who wants to be free from illness and sickness, you can be free. To the one who wants to get rid of suffering, you can get rid of suffering. To the one who may be living in a bondage and you want to get out of it, you can get out of it. It is said to the one who may be sick, who may not be well, whose body may be filled with disease, to the one who probably, or to the mother who is barren and can't bring a child in the world, you want to change everything in your life, Nauraatam is the time for fasting. This is the time. He says in a different context, to those who do not fast. What was the first question I asked you when we started? How many people fast today? How many people offer jal today? How many people did some form of prayers today to Durga Devi Mata? It says to the person who do not fast in Nauraatam period, I'll tell you what happens. The scripture says, in due time, you are separated from your loved ones. Maybe an argument takes place. Maybe a crisis comes about. Maybe something happens in your family, in your home. And before you know it, you don't know why, everybody starts falling apart. To the people who do not pray to Devi, your home falls apart. To the people who do not worship Durga Devi or fast, it is said you lose your parents at a young age in your life. It is said to the person who doesn't worship Devi Mata, you suffer sorrows. That person, before becoming old, the body becomes filled with disease and sickness. That person has a hard time to bring children in the world. That person faces many types of illness and sickness. Poverty strikes. It is hard to make money and finances. That person roams around in the world and on the earth, confused and lost, as though he or she can't understand. It is said to the mother or to the woman who doesn't fast in this time, she is separated from her husband out of carelessness. To the mother who doesn't fast in this time of Nauraatam period, it is said that mother, in turn, her life turns upside down. Everything goes haywire. All because you do not fast for Nauraatam. So then how do you fast for Nauraatam? How many people fast in Nauraatam without salt for the entire day? Anybody? For the entire day? And then 9 days? Na. He called Nana. To those who can fast without salt for 9 days. That is one of the purest of fasting you can do. That's not hard. You just have to cook without salt. It says, greater than that, to those who could fast without anything that you have to eat. You can drink something because your body needs to be sustained. Then that is one of the highest forms of sustenance. But if you must, because you have a health issue, scriptures doesn't banish you. If you have to because you have a health issue, at least you try until lunchtime and you have one solid meal for the day. And then for the rest of the afternoon, you fast again. You think you could try that? We have 8 more days to go. That is the true fasting. So with the highest amount of blessings you want, start with the top and you come down now. You want the highest blessing? You fast where you eat nothing, you just drink fluids for these 9 days. You don't want the maximum because you can't manage, you step down a little bit now. Then you fast without salt, which means you can still make something without salt. You can boil provisions and so on, just no salt. And you can partake. Then you step down a little bit again, so that means you're not getting maximum blessing, but you're still trying. Go down a little bit again. You go down, and now maybe because you have a health issue or a health crisis, you can eat but one meal for the day, solid meal, try. The rest of the day or the morning or the afternoon, if you have to do a fruit, you do a fruit. You get that blessing. You step down again now. Some people cannot do without the salt food, so now you try to just avoid meat and alcohol. Step down a little bit there. And then with that, the most powerful part of it is mind control. Do you think you could do that? While me and members of the Celestial Gandharvas, we were coming to Guyana, it was the night just before, which was last night. So the night before Nauraatam, you are supposed to be preparing yourself for fasting, mentally and physically, and your place and so on. And we were just looking at that place in the airport. It starts with a K. It have a F. All you know the last one? Yeah, you well know it. So all you know what we're talking about. And it is the night before Nauraatam, and if you see people line up there, and you might think, well, I don't know if there's any Hindu people there, but they have the thing in their hand. You see this thing? So they have to be Hindu. And they're standing up in a line and they're waiting. And they are coming out with bags bigger than you would think, like they went to shop. Their bag bigger than everybody else standing there. And this is Nauraatam time. When these holy times, these auspicious time comes, to receive your maximum blessing, you have to fast properly. Fasting is important. The prayer is important. Yes, Panjit can come and chant all the mantras for you and do the Havan Puja and everything. But you are creating a temple out of your body. You are creating the Mandir in your body. The mind represents purity and peace. Peaceful thoughts should flow through here. The body is the house of the Mandir in itself. Some people, if they didn't come to the Mandir, you could sit down in your home and just close your eyes and pray. Create the Mandir with your body and allow the Devatas to reside here in this part of your mind. And create the peace that you want. If you couldn't go anywhere, tonight we're here, we're live on Facebook around the world. While some people around the world couldn't go to a temple. Some parts of the world, some people, the place is cold. Canada, some people couldn't come out of their house too much. Some parts of America, some people can't come out. There's still snow. They can't get out. But you know what? Even if they couldn't go to the Mandir, they could sit down, create the Mandir within them, and allow the mind to have positive thoughts, and you're fasting for Nauraatam. And it counts 100% because it starts here. It starts with the mind. So while sometimes we notice where some people say, well, you know, I asked a few of the men recently. I said, well, so you're not fasting for Nauraatam? No, you know, the wife gone to pray now. When my wife prays, she prays to me, so it's fine. So that means, according to them, the wife could go and pray, and the man could go and drink the alcohol outside, and don't worry, my wife praying for me, so I'm good. It doesn't work like that. When you pray for yourself. According to some parts of the scripture, to those who will accompany us along the nights of our journey for the Nauraatam period, you will hear how powerful it is when a wife prays, how she can protect the entire house, which is good, yes. But what you do for yourself. The good you do, you can only do it for yourself. And if you don't do good, well, you get what you do, right? Only you can pray for you. When Narada speaks to the Guru gives an example. And the Guru says that to those who don't fast in this time of Navratri, how much problem comes. Maybe you don't know how to fast. Well, tonight you know now how to properly fast in an auspicious time. Whether it's Nauraatam, whether it's Mahashivratri, whether it's Krishna Janmashtami. Fasting or yajna means sacrifice and giving up something of comfort in your life. Fasting means giving up comfort. Sacrifice, yajna means giving up comfort. How do you give up comfort? You give up the comfort of the taste buds. That thing that you're dying to taste, you could give it up. That's sacrifice. The comfort of enjoying pleasures of the world, you could give it up. In this time, my friends, while all is said by Narada, scripture says that Narada is listening to the Guru, and the Guru tells him a story. And he says one day, there was this king who lived in a kingdom. He has his wife. They are devotees of Bhagavati Devi. They are devotees of Durga Mata. And they will worship Durga Devi every day. Until one day they were blessed with a wonderful daughter. And as their daughter was growing up, they started teaching the daughter how to pray. They started teaching that daughter how to worship Durga Mata. We must teach our children how to worship God from small. We must teach our children how to come by the murtis and put up flowers and bow. We must teach our children how to go by the murtis and say these simple mantras. Our children today are supposed to learn simple mantras. What is the mantra for Durga Devi that is not hard? Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Teach them. Simple. If they can't say many of the mantras, Om Namaha Shivaya. Simple. We were grown up at the age of 6 and 7. I could say for me, I don't know for everybody else. At the age of 6 and 7, your grandmother standing next to you and she's ready to hit you and she says, city prayers. And if you don't city prayers, it's licks. And by the age of 7, 8, you know to say, Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva. And you know to say, Siddhi Buddhi Prade Devi. And at the age of 6 and 7, you're learning these mantras. We need to start teaching our young ones, our little ones, how to pray, how to chant, and how to worship the Devis, how to worship the different devatas in our life, how to acknowledge and to identify which God is which one. While they're teaching their child how to pray, they're teaching how to worship. Who? Durga Devi. Listen. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. All together. Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki. Let us clap. Follow. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhur Bhuvaswaha. Everybody. Varenyam Bhargo Dhiyo. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurvasvaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona. Everybody bolo. Guru and he says, Gurudev, can you please tell me, continue your kahani. The Guru says they were teaching this child from small growing up how to pray and how to worship the Devi. And while she's learning how to worship, every day mandatory, it was known that when the particular time comes, that child must come and sit. Every morning, early in the morning, it is always good to wait and to gather your children together. And just before everybody gets out, say a prayer together. The family that prays together stays together. It is good to bring them together. And if it's simple, 1 flowers, Om Namah Shivaya, okay, offer, bow, go. I know everybody's busy, but take a second to pray. If not in the morning, at least in the afternoon, and take a second to worship the God. 1 moment of prayer can change your life forever. 1 moment of prayer can protect you from an accident on the road. 1 moment of prayer can protect you on an accident on your job or something that might destroy your life forever. Don't wait like some people to lie down on a bed and now they can't walk and they can't move and they say, if I only know, I would have prayed. Don't wait to like some of these people who would have lived their life and enjoyed every single thing. And in the last moment when they've become old and worn out, then they think, you know what? I should pray. At this time, my dear friends, as we are praying to the Divine Lord, we sing. Bolo. Let me see the hands. Bolo. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha Sarutesham Sashi Durga Mata. Glories to the Divine Mother once more. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam. Bolo. What happened there? Well, I like all short off. Om Bhur Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki. It is said in our scriptures today, while according to the Divine Lord, it is said Narada decided now while he's speaking to the Guru, he speaks to the Guru and he says, Gurudev, can you tell me, I want to know, tell me about this wonderful child. The child that is growing up, and at one point, even though the child is growing up, at that point the child doesn't understand. The child cannot perceive the energy of God, but has been now forced to understand to one extent how to worship the gods. Sometimes we don't need to know everything in the prayers, but gradually, little by little, we can understand. Little by little, we can teach them what is right, what is not right, what to do and what not to do. By understanding or by explaining to your children how to do their prayer and their devotion, in turn, they will learn to love God. They will learn to worship and to love and to adore the personality of the Divine Lord. Today, this child grows up knowing that every single day, she should go to Mandir or she should sit with her parents and pray. But you know what happened? One day she had gone to school. She knew that it was Nauraatam period and she was supposed to now reach back in time to do her prayer. And at that point, she did not come back in time. When she did not return in time, it is said the father became very upset. Because in his mind, my child is supposed to be home in time. You see, when it comes to prayers, be on time. Time is important. We put time for every single thing else but God. If you have an interview tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the morning and you go to sleep 12 o'clock in the night, tell me you're not going to get up now? You will get up because in your mind, I have to get up for that job. If you're having a major something in your life that is taking place and you know that you will benefit from it and you have to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, you could be how tired tonight you are. You will make sure you get up in time because you know if you miss that, you lose everything. In the same way, when it comes to God, you must dedicate yourself in the same way. God is worth every minute and every moment of your life. Time is important. Dedicate yourself. Put aside things in the world. Sacrifice. Find yourself there. Today, this child, she got caught up in a traffic while coming from school. She ran late. And as soon as she ran in the house, Daddy, I'm here. The father is sitting in front of the Murti of Durga Devi and he's vexed. He's vexed because she came home late. Prayers is finished. And he looked at her and he says, "Yo, my loved child, I love you so much. But I want you to know, prayers is serious business. Your life depends on prayer. If God were to disappear from your life right now, what would happen to you? With all the power we think we have, I have a nice job, I have a little money, I have a nice car, I have a big house. If God were to disappear from your life right now with everything that you have, what do you think will happen? Some people have it all and they go to sleep and they never get up. Some people have the best, the grandest of life and they go to sleep and they wake up, but they wake up with a stroke and they can't move and they can't use anything after that. Some people have the best clothes and the best shoe and the best everything. And while you have it, everything in your closets and your wardrobe and it's filled, you look at it and you, in your mind, you say, you know what, I could show off on everybody. I have so much. And one morning you wake up and you can't even move your toe. What happens next? If God wills it that you cannot move, you will not move. Bhagwan is everything. Sacrifice for God. Show your love towards God. As simple as it is, we have mentioned just now, by fasting alone, how many things happen? And by not fasting, you can lose everything that you have. It's so easy. People have everything today and tomorrow, nothing. Katha tells us that while she came home, she couldn't help the traffic. Father yelled at her. He says, "I love you, my child, but today you have allowed me to become upset because all I asked you to do was to dedicate yourself for God. It will change your life and you couldn't reach home in time." He says, "For that I will tell you, I want you to learn a lesson. I want you to learn what is responsibilities and to keep it up in time. You are young, but very soon I will marry you off and I will send you by your in-laws. As a matter of fact, I want you to learn the hard way. I will marry you to somebody who is sick and not well, so you will learn how to take care of somebody and you will learn how to pray hard to fix your own life." And she stopped for a second and she says, "But Father, are you so angry at me?" And he says, "I'm angry not because you came home late, but when it comes to God, prayers must be put first." Do you all understand how important prayers is in your life? When last, or if ever, have you ever walked through the hospital and speak to people? Sometimes we as the pundits, when somebody gets sick or somebody gets in an accident or maybe they're in their last moments, people call the pundit. "Come, I want you to pray for my grandmother. She's on the deathbed. She's lying in the hospital." Come, maybe somebody's young, 25 years, he got in an accident, he's lying down in his deathbed. He doesn't know how to live anymore. Can you come and pray for him, Pandit? And you walk through the hospital and you just look at people begging. Take a walk sometimes and get the reality of life. People are just looking and they might see a holy person passing, a pastor or Pandit or whoever it may be. Or they might just see you walking with your health. And they might say, "I wish I could have walked again." Walk into the hospitals and see people lying down there without their feet. And then wonder. Go to the hospitals. We were traveling home one day, right from Guyana, and we were going to the airport, and we saw this young fellow, I don't know, probably 25 years for the most maybe, and he's on a wheelchair and he has one foot, and we could only wonder what he did in his life to be at that point. We, my friends, are lucky to be able to be here tonight, to walk and to come and to sit and to chant and to pray. How fortunate are we? Embrace these opportunities. Today, when this child had missed the opportunity, Father says, you know what? I want you to learn your lesson. You'll marry somebody who's sick. You'll marry somebody who will take you away from you, and they will do whatever they can to try to make you happy. And if you're happy, you're happy. If you're not, pray until you find happiness. And she stood up there and she became angry. You know what? Is this what a parent wishes for a child? That you should be different. But nonetheless, I will accept your wishes upon me and I will walk away. And I will live according to how my destiny flows. And while she's about to turn away, parents today, you know something? We always tell the children, be careful of what you say. And be careful how you're talking. We are ready to scold the children sometimes when they behave bad, not so? When they behave bad, of course, you have to pull them back in line. But I want to also say, we need to learn how we speak to our younger people. Because even as parents, sometimes we may hurt or hit a spot in them that might allow them to turn to suicide or some of the worst parts of the world. And if something were to happen, then we'd say, oh God, if I only know he was taking it so hard. Sometimes I've heard people and children have come to me, godchildren come to me and say, you know what, Guruji, I don't know what to do anymore. My father say, you wish he never make me. It happens. Maybe they might say it out of joke, but a child takes it and say, no, my dad said he wish he never make me. Sometimes a mother in anger would have said, you know what, I wish you was never here. I should have never make you in this world. Why don't you just leave from here and go? And children keep it there. It affects them. Just before we came to Guyana, not too far in my village, mother got tired of her son because he was giving problems at school. And she got so fed up. He came home to eat. She said, sit down, eat. Take out the rice, take out the food to eat. And when she finished, she put poison in it. And she said, eat now. I'm fed up with you. And he passed away. This is what the world has become. Nowadays, we must learn communication, how to communicate with people, how to speak to people. In our Katha, this is what is happening here. Katha says that this daughter says, but dad, this is how you'll talk to me. But thank God, with a powered faith, the child says that I will go and I will prepare myself. And if you want to wed me and send me off to somebody sick, no problem, do it. And the father says, okay, I will teach you a lesson. And when he wants to send her off now, it is said months will pass and they won't even speak until that one day will come. And the father will say to her this time, I have brought somebody and you will get married. And after marriage, you will leave and you will fend for yourself. Never allow days, weeks, or months to pass without talking to your parents. Whether what it is. Never allow a time frame to pass and you're so angry that you don't talk to your parents. Listen. जो जागत है सो पावत है, जो सोवत है सो खोवत है। तू कर नींद से आँखियाँ खोल जरा और अपने शाह से ध्यान लगा। Everybody, बोलो। उठ जाग मुसाफिर भोर भई, अब रैन कहा जो सोवत है। जो काल करना है याद कर ले, जो आज करना है अब कर ले। जो काल करना है याद कर ले, जो आज करना है अब कर ले। जब चिड़ियों ने चुग के चलिया, फिर पछताया क्या वो वन। It is said, my dear friends, While the father would then treat his daughter like this, the days will come, the weeks will come, and the wedding day has come. And the father stands there and he puts his daughter through a wedding ceremony. The daughter becomes married. It is time to leave. And she walks up to her father and she says, I hope you are happy now. And she put her hands together like this and she turned around. Her Dulaha was one who was not too well. He had to be lifted because his body was filled with sickness. That is what the father wanted to do. So he put her to become married to such a person. The mother, she looked and she cried for her daughter's happiness. Sometimes we say that the father's love may be harsh and stern. And sometimes it is because he wants to see the better of you. It doesn't mean that he means bad forever. But a mother's love, it's compassionate, it's calm, it's caring, it's loving. She might want to hit you sometimes. She might want to raise her hand for you. But it only comes from the heart that she wants to see you change. And she will drill you and she will be behind you only because she wants to see the things, good things happen now or immediately. But it doesn't distinguish her to become a bad person. Love your parents while you have them. Uta jaga musafir bhor bayi, ab rehna kaha jo sovat hai. Uta jaga musafir bhor bayi, ab rehna kaha jo sovat hai. Ab rehna kaha jo sovat hai. Ab rehna kaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. Om Dum Durgaya Namaha. This child became married and had no choice but to leave. And when the child left, the child decided now she's going with her husband. She asked the husband, so where are we going now? He's already body sick. He says to her, well, I don't have a house, eh? When your father looked for me, he saw me. And he said to me that he will dress me nice. He saw me in my condition, I'm not well. But he dressed me nice. And he asked, where do I live? And I said, well, you know, I stay in the forest from place to place. He said, that is good. And he found me as the rightful person. And when I heard it is the daughter of that king, well, I got married. So she looks at him now and she says, well, now look at what's going to happen. Well, now I am stuck with you. So what do I do? She sits and she thinks about it. But how to get out of it, she can't. She's already wed. So she goes now with him into the forest and she has to now slightly lift and pull, take him into the forest. They found themselves by a spot where she sat down by a tree and she leaned him right there. And now she looks up into the skies and she says, Prabhu, what has happened to my life? Where is my destiny? Have you ever reached a point in your life where you're frustrated, you're confused, and you sit down and say, well, what next now? Have you reached a point in your home where you're probably having a fight, or maybe husband and wife fighting every day, children are falling out, job is not working out for you, maybe money is not coming in properly, maybe too many responsibilities that you don't know how to live with it, and you sit down and say, but Prabhu, I don't know, well God, I don't know what again. Have you ever reached a frustrating point? Well, today, she sat there and she looked up and she says, I don't know what I have to do, but I don't know what to do with my life anymore. And when she sat there, Scripture tells us that at that moment, she started to felt as though the place around her is becoming bright. And she couldn't understand why. And when she turned her head up in the northern direction, it is said she saw a beautiful form. She saw a divine personality. She was none other than Durga Devi Mata. It is said the mother manifested before her, and the mother shining in all her glories. She looked down at her and she smiled, and she says, my child, today I've come to give you a gift, a boon. I've come to bless you. What do you want in your life? She says, me? You come to bless me? I didn't do anything good. I didn't even come for your prayers. I didn't even do worship to you. What do I deserve by you coming here to bless me? And at that point, the mother says, everything that leads up to your life right now, it doesn't happen right now. Your blessing doesn't come now because you pray now. It adds up little by little by little by little. And then gradually, when you get everything, you get it in abundance. Well, I will explain to you. And at that point, it is said the child puts her hands together. She says, Ma, I can't thank you enough. Because at this point, I have become lost. आज शक्ति दुर्गा माता की, Jagadamba Devi Mata ki Jai. When you work hard, people today, especially young people, they believe if they start a job today, by next week they're supposed to be a millionaire. Not so? Mom, you know about hard work, right? And nothing comes today for today. Like they say, Rome was not built in a day. Everything takes time. Nothing is just handed down. We might think, well, some people they get the hand down. Some people are born with the gold spoon, as we say. But if you don't work hard for what you want, it will not last. I always say, easy come, easy go. If people give you, you won't know how to cherish it. So sometimes you have to work for it. You have to know how to work for it. You have to work hard sometimes. You have to learn the hard way so that you can cherish and hold on to what you have worked for. And at that point, you will appreciate what you have. Today, she's asking Devi Mata, what did I do to deserve for you to come in front of me? I didn't even come in your prayers. I ran late that day and I missed the puja. That's why I'm here today. And the mother says, let me tell you. Let me read your past life and tell you. In your past life, you had become married to a thief. She said, a thief? Yeah, you were married to a thief. And one day when the thief came home, the police followed the thief because he went and he stole something. And the police came and locked him up right in our house, in your house. And when the police held him, they went through the house and they saw certain things that were stolen from the village. So they locked you up as well too, because you are part of it. Have you ever heard, show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are? Remember who you line with. Remember who you accompany yourself with. Because sometimes if your company is bad, then in the midst of it, when they are caught, you get caught too. Be careful who your friends are. Stick with the right company who will motivate you and make you a better person. The mother says, in your past, you are married to a thief. Police came to lock up the thief. They locked you up as well. They took both of you and they threw you in a jail cell. And while you were in that jail, you didn't know, but they punished both of you. They didn't give you all nothing to eat. You got nothing to drink. And nobody knew it was the first day of Nauraatam. You don't know about that? But it was the first day of Nauraatam. And you didn't get any food. You got nothing to drink. You stayed there for 10 days in the jail. And for the 10 days, all they did was torment you and you got nothing to eat for 10 days and nothing to drink for 10 days. And the mother says after that, when you left, you went to an ashram and you begged God to save you from what you went through. And in coming back in this life, from a child, you came and you prayed to me. I cannot allow your prayer and your sacrifice of your past life to go in vain. Knowingly or unknowingly, you fasted for 9 days and 9 nights. And today you will get the reward of your actions. Don't think when you pray today, you expect, like I say, some people come in the Mandir tonight and tomorrow they expect now things supposed to work out in their life. And if they come and they offer one share parsad and tomorrow they go back home and they still have a problem, they say, you know what, I pray and it never work. I'm going to stop praying. Because they didn't get a fast result. Nothing comes easy. Remember that. You work for it. Years after, another lifetime has come. And now the mother manifests and says, tell me, what do you want? I will bless you today. She says, well, Maya, I'm so grateful. First, I want you to bless my husband with health. Make him walk again. Make him stand again so that he can work hard and he can take care of both of us. And then at that point, the mother says, I will give you one more boon, one more gift. What do you want? And you know what she says? If God asks you to ask for anything, what do you ask for? What do you ask for? Health? What do you all go ask for on this side? How much money? What will you ask for? You know what she said? She said, Ma, if in my last life I did not know how to worship you and I worshipped you unknowingly because I didn't eat and I didn't drink anything. Ma, in this life, knowing your power and your strength, teach me how to properly worship you now. Because if without knowledge, I got a gift to save my husband's life and save me, with knowledge, imagine what I can do. And the Divine Mother says, I will bless you with the right knowledge as to how to worship me. And the mother gives an example as to what is used in prayer and worship. I will tell you tonight, it is beautiful when the mother gives the explanation as to what should be offered to her and what will happen in turn. And when I tell you, remember it. If you want to write it down, you can write it down. If not, you go back on Facebook and find it. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namostute. Bolo Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namostute. Om Jayante Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namo. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namo. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadrakali Kapalani Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namostute Swaha Sada Namostute Swaha Sada Namostute Swaha Sada. Everybody, Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Sada Namostute Swaha Sada Namostute Swaha Sada. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. In this time of Navratri, the mother says to her that when you do worship, you fast. We spoke about fasting. You fast for the entire day if you must. You fast without eating or without drinking anything. Or if you have to, one solid meal according to your health. And then she gives a detail of some of the offerings. She says in the offering to those who can offer a fruit that is called an amla fruit. I don't know if we have amla here. Trinidad doesn't have it. India has it a lot. But I know also that in India, if they don't, or they create, as we say, the oil, the amla oil. So if you can't offer the fruit, and you can get the amla oil. You know about amla oil? Amla oil good for hair and thing. Only women who know about hair products and thing. Amla oil. Amla oil, you could get a little bit and put it in a little katora or a little saucer cup or something. And you place it there. It is said to those who offer the amla oil, you are praying for all-round happiness in your life. To those who offer bananas to the mother, she will bless you with health and she will bless you with wealth in terms of gold and physical wealth, jewelry and so on. It is said to the one who offers sweet rice to the mother, kheer, automatically she blesses you with moksha, liberation to the heavens. It is said to the one who offers wheat, especially, and you know it's wheat, right? Wheat, especially in the Havan Puja for Navratri, you are blessed with good health. It is said to the one who offers the champa flower. You all might like this one. To those who offer the champa flower, you are blessed with abundance of money. Jai Bhagwan. It is said to the one who offers the neem leaf to the mother, you are blessed with light, understanding, and happiness. To the one who blesses, or to the one who offers the lotus flower, the mother allows the world to show you equal respect. And the mother in turn She allows you to be filled with happiness and contentment. And in turn, to the one who offers honey, listen to this mixture: honey, ghee, coconut water, and till mixed together. In turn, she allows that individual's ancestors' lineage to be blessed. In turn, the entire lineage becomes happy, satisfied, and in turn, being satisfied, you get an ancestor's blessing upon your life. And in the end of doing devotion, it is said, you must do Havan Puja, and you must give Dakshina to the gurus and the pandits and the brahmanas, or give charity. Give charity in turn that you can motivate people around you. Give charity to people who are deserving. Don't just go to an old age home and just say, well, I drop off something. Give charity. Feed children with your hand. Give children something that can make them happy. In turn, that is true happiness. To those who can do that, it is said you are satisfying and you are creating one of the best worship of the Divine Mother, the Jagadamba Mata, in this time of Navratri. So remember those few offerings. That day when the daughter stood there and she saw her husband, she paid her pranams and she chanted a mantra one more time. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Badra Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shivratri Swaha Swadhanamostuti. She says, Durga Devi, from this day onwards, I am going to sit now and I will pray for 9 days, 9 nights. Worship now Durga Devi and let the world understand the importance of worship to Sri Jagadamba. When you don't know and you do it unknowingly, you get blessings. Imagine tonight you know the power of Nauratri Yajna, how to pray. And imagine by knowing and worshipping Devi, how much blessings you can get. With this, my friends, we end our beautiful message tonight. Vrindavan mein Hari Lal ki, Jagadamba Devi Mata ki. It is said she took her husband, and when she prayed, because of the blessing that she had that the husband will feel well, his body started to heal. And on one day, they were lucky enough, together as a couple, they had gone to a Mandir to pray. And when they went to the Mandir, she saw her father. And when the father saw her walking with the husband walking, he couldn't believe it. But he was so happy to see them coming to the Mandir. He says, Devi, I will bless you now that I see that you've understood and learned responsibility when it comes to God. I will bless you with land and house and wealth, that you will live happy now. And that will be a father's blessing to you. With this, my friends, we end our katha. And as we do conclude, let us all stand now for beautiful arati. Jagadamba Mata ki Jai! निषदिना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी निषदिना तुमको ध्यावत हरि ब्रह्मा शिव जी जय अम्बे गौरी मैया श्यामा गौरी अम्बे गौरी मैया श्यामा मांग सिंदूर विराजत को मृद मद गो ओ मांग सिंदूर विराजत को मृद मद को उज्ज्वल से गवैना चंद्र बदन को अम्बे गौरी मैया श्यामा गौरी हरि कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे ओ कनक समान कलेवर रतांबर राजे रक्त पुष्प गलमाला कटा श्यामा गौरी। के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी। ओ के हरिवाहन राजत करक परधारी। सुर नर मुनि जन सेवत तिनके दुखहारी। ओ जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओ मैया जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुरगाते। शुंभ निशुंभ विधारे महिषासुरगाते। धूम्र विलोचन नैना निषिद्ध मदमाती। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। जय अम्बे गौरी मैया जय श्यामा गौरी। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। अम्बा जय जय अम्बा 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 अम्बा जय जगदम्बा। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। ओम दुम दुर्गाय नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव। त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव। त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव। त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे। जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे। जय पाप विनाशिनी बहुकालदे। जय पाप विनाशिनी बहुकालदे। जय शुभ निशुंभ कपालधरे। प्रणमामि तु देवी नराधि हरि। जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे। जय शुंभ निशुंभ कपालधरे। जय शुंभ निशुंभ कपालधरे। प्रणमामि तु देवी नराधि हरि। जय भगवती देवी नमो वरदे। जय भगवती देवी। नमो वरदे। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। वृंदावन में हरिलाल की, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। जय सीताराम। आसन लीजिए, as we take our